welcome back to another great episode of hashtag Screw the W2. And my guest on today is Justin Cambra, not to be confused with Justin Cambria, which he just shared off camera is probably the most common mispronunciation of his name. So, Justin, with that, welcome to the show.
John, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to talking to you about getting out of W-2 life.
Yeah, you bet. Now, with that said, Justin, take us back in time. What was your last or previous W-2 job? What was it? What did you do? Or what was an average day like for you?
Yeah, so my last W-2 job, I was at Amazon,
Okay.
and I was at Amazon for a total of 9 years. And that was three different kind of phases of my career there. But the last phase was, actually, it was pretty fun there actually because I got to do what I love was real estate, and I got paid for doing it at Amazon.
Okay.
So a typical day I had, I think at the time, around four, maybe five people on the team, and we were finding warehouses across the U.S.
Okay.
for to ship, packages out. Typical day would have been multiple meetings, generally speaking, at least 2 to 4 hours of meetings, and
Oof.
then I would get in early, so around seven-ish, and then I'd probably even knock off around five, so maybe like 9 hour day type stuff.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I haven't met one person yet that has left the W-2 or even still in the W-2 is like, gosh, I really wish I had more meetings. I just, really get so much out of them.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's like, man, if these meetings were just efficient and
Uh-huh.
everyone did what they said they were going to do, we would have less meetings.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, with that, Justin, obviously, you said did kind of enjoy the last, job that you had in Amazon, even, besides all the meetings and everything and putting in a 9 hour day. But what was like I don't know, like pivotal moment or maybe even a series of moments that you just said, yep, I can't see myself working here the rest of my life, or there's got to be something different, or what was that moment like for you?
For me, there was kind of the initial like shotgun moment that spurred me to get out, which was not related to the job. It was just, you know, uh, my dad had passed away from cancer, and I'm like, man, I'm just working, all my time at Amazon, not focusing on, life and what I want to do. And that
Hmm.
was like my catalyst moment of I can't just do what I'm doing. I got to find a way out. And that was actually back in February of 2017, and
Okay.
then I started the whole process there. And then really the final, I was getting very close, and I was trying to target to leave Amazon by my birthday in June of 2022.
Okay.
And really, what helped expedite things was that, you know, I was put up for promotion. I didn't get the promotion. And then next year or the next cycle comes around, I was told I was put up for a promotion. Come to find out, I never was put up. And I was just like,
Jeez.
fuck this, man. Like the
Wow.
whole time I'm like juggling my real estate portfolio and
Yeah.
trying to, get promoted at work. And then I was like, man, one other thing that happened at the same time, I made roughly 100,000 from a wholesale deal and a fix and flip, and I made
Okay,
roughly a
nice.
hundred thousand in the same amount of time at Amazon. But I'm doing 80% of my time at Amazon, 20% over here. I'm like, what if I
Mhm.
went 100%?
Yeah.
So it was kind of these like accumulation of things where it's like, I gotta go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, with you, like you said, kind of had that moment back in 2017. Was hoping to quit on your birthday of 2022, or fast forward 5 years. Was your Freedom Day, or were you able to leave by June of 2022, or was it before or after that?
So it ended up being Labor Day of 2022. So
Okay.
3 months after like my original target. And what ended up happening was, if you're familiar with real estate, that there's a investment type called BRRRR,
Oh
buy,
yeah.
rehab, refinance, rinse, repeat. So what ended up happening was is I needed the W-2 to get the takeout loan to then
Yeah.
finish the project. Well, this project kept running over, and then I had to stay a couple extra months to finish
Hmm.
the project, get it all rented out because I couldn't get the loan until it was a sixplex. I think I had to have at least four of the six units rented. And so
Okay.
like every day was like, are we done with the rehab? We done with the rehab?
Yeah.
Okay, that unit's done. Start renting that one out. And
Right.
I was like, how fast can we get it? And then
Yeah.
dealing with that bank, it just was like the slowest bank ever. And I was
Yeah.
just like, guys, I can't say that I'm trying to leave my job. So I'm like, hey,
Right.
can we
Can
speed
we
this
just
up?
move this along a little faster? Yeah. So, and
Exactly.
yeah, I could share all sorts of interesting stories that I dealt with banks. I still remember, um, we had one that we interesting situation, but my what we had to wait till my wife was officially starting her new job. She was working adjunct to the college and was switching to full time, and was going over the numbers. And like on my side, I had some side hustles, rental incomes. Like, well, we can't use that because you use all the depreciation taxes, wipe out that income and stuff. And then it came down to it's like we have to wait till she's working so that her income will offset her student loans, which ironically had not started at the time, but the student loans would start 2 months after she started her job. But because of federal Fannie Freddie,
Right.
it's like we have to count the student loans, even though they're not starting in 2 months, but we can't count the income yet. To just, I don't know. But I can do a whole other podcast on the insanity of bank financing.
Oh man. Yeah. Banking is like, you live by and you die by, so gotta
Exactly.
have it
So
though.
yeah. Now with that, Justin, so obviously about 5 years, had to wait a little bit longer. Kind of ironic you left the W-2 labor workforce on Labor Day of 2022. But looking back, has there been any, regrets or anything that you do miss from your W-2 since you started your own entrepreneurial journey?
So the one thing that I did miss, obviously, being at Amazon, and I don't even know how many, it's probably, Amazon's laying people out, but there's probably like 40,000 people in Seattle all working at Amazon. So there's a lot of friends and camaraderie of building stuff. And it was kind of cool because like, I was doing these leases for, sometimes 300-400 million dollars for these
Wow.
1,000 or not 1,000, 1 million square foot warehouses across the US. So like it was super cool, you know, just because Amazon's so big, I got to do a lot of big deals. Like I was
Yeah.
doing $1 billion of leases ranging from 1,000 square foot all the way to 1 million square foot all over the US. So like that was pretty cool being able to do that kind of stuff. But what I'm learning now is like as I'm building out my investment company and then like real estate agent businesses, there's no better feeling than creating your own thing.
Yeah.
And that's really been the what's given me peace and satisfaction.
Exactly. Yeah, create your own thing, and then you're not some like you said, with Amazon laying off so many people, you're not in a quote safe and secure job that within that day that uh drop of a hat that you can be laid off from. So now
Yeah,
Justin
and a
was
lot of people I know that have been laid off, it's like, because I help people buy investment properties and I'll be working
sure.
with somebody and they're like, hey, like we gotta stop. I'm like, oh, what happened? They're like, I just got laid off. I'm like, oh crap, sorry.
Yeah.
But I tell people take that as a catalyst. That could be like the greatest moment in your life if you
Mhm.
take it and capitalize on it.
Yeah, yeah, it was interesting. A couple episodes back, I had a guest on, Kathy Jang, and she had started with real estate, worked with her CPA, really hated her job. Long story short, she had a 4 hour commute just to get to her job around trip.
Oh,
So it's like you put in a half days of work before you even get to work.
right.
And with all her properties, her CPA basically just said, we could put you as a real estate professional and you will make more money by quitting your job, which just sounds so backwards, but it's amazing, again, the power of real estate, what it can do for so many people.
Oh, that real estate professional status is massive, because
Yeah.
like I'm making, more money now actually that I've left Amazon. And then being a real estate professional, now when I'm buying, I can offset that depreciation and then I'm going to do like bonus depreciation on these
Yeah.
properties that I'm buying such that I make more money. I need to actually buy more real estate for more depreciation. Like
Yeah.
I'm starting to get into that. I need to chase income, which chases the depreciation game.
Exactly. So Now, Justin, looking back, and obviously we're coming up, are soon to the 1 year anniversary that you've left your W-2, back in 2020, left a W-2 back in 2022. But is there anything, or what would you say has been the best thing or the greatest thing since you have left your W-2, since then?
Well, when I first left the W-2, for like two months, I went to Mexico twice, I went to Iceland, I went to the
Wow.
World Cup, and I just traveled a lot, and was probably the first time in my life where, because I'm always forward looking,
Hmm.
and I actually like slowed down and like enjoyed the moment. That was like the for me like the biggest takeaway. And then the other thing, like I was talking about earlier, when now that I'm building my own thing, and I use this term like, yeah, you eat what you kill. Like as I'm doing transactions, whether it's a flip or helping a client buy a house, sell a house, like me and controlling my own destiny, making that income is, and sometimes it's scary, but at other times I'm like, man, this is like the greatest thing ever.
Oh, cool. Now, as we wrap this up, Justin, again, I want to thank you for taking the time, out of your busy schedule. Kind of two final closing questions first. For anyone out there that maybe is, in a similar situation, wanting to leave their W-2, sick of meetings, sick of the commute, sick of the office politics, whatever the case may be, but they just feel stuck at their job. Like, gosh, I can't leave because of the health benefits, the retirement account, the pension, fill in the blank. There's something holding them back. What would you feel to those? What would you say to those people that feel stuck in their W-2 as like words of encouragement to make that leap, to take that leap of faith and become an entrepreneur and say screw the
Yeah.
W-2.
For those that are stuck, I mean, generally speaking, because I talk to a lot of people that are trying to do the same thing, the stuck is between the ears. And really my like secret is that I took massive action. And so like if you're stuck, just take massive action. And it can be super simple as long as you do it consistently over time. That
Mhm.
power of the increment builds up to where you can get out. Because like when you think about it, because like I started, I had one property, and then I think when I left, I had maybe around 40 properties in
Wow,
around five
nice.
5 years. The only way you get to 40 is you get one,
Yep.
then you get two, and then you just keep going and going and going, and it's all 100% action.
Yeah.
And so like that's if you're stuck, you're not obviously taking action. So simple thing of just writing down what do you want to do.
Mhm.
If you just start writing it down, then you'll start, because people who write stuff down end up achieving that much
Mhm.
faster. So you just got to figure out what your next, Brandon Turner's book that he uses, who's from Bigger Pockets, talks about what is that next most important step.
Mhm.
So if people who are stuck, figure that out. It could be like, I need to talk to this person to figure out how they did it. Perfect. Then take the notes. What's the one thing, a piece of advice that they gave you that you can take immediate action on? Like just every day, be diligent about taking action to where you want to go.
Makes sense. Yeah, it reminds me of that old Chinese proverb, journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And if you don't take that single step, you're never going to go anywhere.
Oh man, that's a great quote. I need to use that one.
So, now, Justin, I kind of call this end segment the hashtag unscrewed moment. I'll just kind of leave the door open for you, but if you want to share where people can find you, how you can help them buy investment properties, new projects you're working on, or maybe even new projects you're hoping to complete by the end of 2023 and moving on to 2024.
Yeah, in terms of the best way to find me, you can get me on Instagram. I have two handles. One of them is my name, so JC Canberra, and then the
Okay.
other one is a handle that I'm building out a brand around, W2 to Freedom. That's
Oh,
the
cool.
easiest way to get a hold of me. And then in terms of like what do I do? If you want to work with me or if you need any help, I love helping people build wealth through real estate. And that's really through buy, sell, invest, or lend. So
Mm,
if it's any of those four things, no matter where you're at in the US or in your process, reach out to me. Specifically, if you're in Seattle, like
Okay.
I would actually be working with you. But a lot of people that I work with from Amazon days, I help them get investment properties out of state. Either I own properties there, or I know friends that can help them. Agents in those areas that can get you set up. So,
Perfect.
no better feeling for me than helping somebody get their first or their next property towards freedom.
Yeah, like you said, one step at a time or one brick at a time when it comes to buildings.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. And interesting you mentioned about the lending, and I'll just throw this out there too, because I myself have shifted a lot more to lending, at the time of this recording, and who knows what the Fed's going to do again. But as rates are going up, a lot of people are like, well, gee, rates aren't as good as they used to be, especially with investment properties or your primary lender. It's like, just switch that thinking. What if you can be the lender and get those higher rates? I don't think there's any bank out there. It's like, gosh, I really wish we could get those 2% mortgages again. I'd much rather have those than these 6, 7, 8% mortgages.
100%. Yeah. And actually, what's helped me fuel my growth in the last like 5 months here, 6 months, is I'm getting more and more deal flow. Like one of the things I help people with is lending, right? If you lend to me, I'm paying people 1 to 2 points, 10 to 12% on flip projects, on burr projects. A little bit less if I'm doing like a long term, like of a couple year like loan, maybe 8%. But that
Sure.
has like been the hugest thing for me, which
Hmm.
now helps somebody else. They've got equity sitting around that they can
Yep.
now put to play, and they're making money, and I'm able to make money.
Yeah, yeah, it's a true win-win situation. And hey, you don't have to worry about the banks and your W-2 pay stubs and tax returns.
Oh, 100%.
So,
100%.
all right. Well, thanks again, Justin. It's been great to connect. And thanks for sharing your story with my listeners on how you said screw the W-2.
All right. Thanks, John. Appreciate it.